Hi, my name's Trudie. I'm a member of the IQ Bar team and also one of the vloggers. This vlog is one in a series of vlogs about phonics. So we move from phase 2 to phase 3. In the last vlog, we looked at set 7, and in this vlog, I'll be focusing on consonant digraphs. So it will contain a brief summary of what phonics means, its importance, and a focus on consonant digraphs, as this is part of the phonics vlog series. I've already mentioned what's covered in phase 1 and looked at phase 2, set 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Then I covered phase 3, set 6 and set 7. So in this video I'll be looking at the next part in the series, which is consonant digraphs. If you haven't seen the video of the sets in phase 1 and phase 2, maybe take a look, as with phonics it's really important to teach it systematically. So it's good to be familiar with the general order used when you're teaching it. What does phonics mean? Phonics is a method of teaching to read by correlating sounds with symbols in alphabetical writing. So words are made up of small units of sounds, which we call phonemes. Phonics teaches children to listen and identify these phonemes that make up the word, which then helps them to read and spell. For example, in the word pot, I have the phonemes p, o, t, and the graphemes p, o, t, which we relate to those sounds. Making this relationship is known as the GPCs, the grapheme-phoneme correspondences. There's a particular order that children learn these, which is why we have these phonics sets. In this vlog, we'll be focusing on consonant digraphs. Why is phonics deemed so important? So over the last few years in particular, in the UK, there's been a massive shift on how we teach reading. This is having a really positive impact on and helping many children to learn to read and spell. Phonics is recommended as the first strategy that children should be taught in helping them to learn to read. And then it runs alongside other methods such as guided reading and shared reading, which all attribute to developing reading skills. Why can it be so tricky? Sometimes in some languages it's really easy because each phoneme has just one grapheme. But in the English language, due to so many invasions in our history, with new words and new sounds being brought, we have around 44 phonemes and 120 graphemes, which are the ways of writing the phonemes. With only 26 letters in the alphabet, this means we have some graphemes that are made up with more than one letter, called digraphs. On occasions, we also have trigraphs, which are where they are made up of 3 letters. To make it even more confusing, the graphemes can represent more than one phoneme. For example, in the word office and in the word cat, the grapheme C makes a different sound. This is just one reason why it's so important that phonics is taught systematically. Let's take a look at what's in this phase. Previously, we looked at what was in phase 2, and this is the 19 most common single sounds. In phase 3, we introduced the remaining sounds. These could be those that are more difficult or less commonly used, and there are around 25 of these. Most of these are made up using 2 letters, 2 graphemes. When teaching this phase, children will also be introduced to more tricky words. Words like was and you, and words that we can't sound out phonetically. It's expected that by the end of phase 3, children should be able to say the sound made by most or all of the phase 2 and 3 graphemes, and be able to blend and read CVC words. Remember, CVC stands for consonant, vowel, consonant. So what does consonant digraphs mean? First, let's start with what digraphs are. These are when 2 letters make one sound, and this can be made up of letters that are vowels or consonants. Consonant digraphs are often taught very early on, and then they are followed by the vowel digraphs. Consonant digraphs are groups of 2 consonants that make a single sound, such as ch in the word ch ip, chip. Or in the word in, bin. So let's practice some of the consonant digraphs. We're going to start with the digraph SH, which makes a sound, the phoneme, sh, sh. But to form this, you need to start with your teeth together and then push your lips together and outwards. Then push the air from your mouth between your teeth. Sh, sh. Next, we look at the digraph C and H. It's a phoneme ch, ch. This digraph has a similar lip pattern, mouth pattern to the one just mentioned, but this time your teeth are together and your lips actually move ever so slightly, with your top lip going up and your bottom lip going down slightly. Ch, ch. Next, we're going to look at the digraph that has the graphemes T and H. Now, there are two ways you can pronounce this digraph. First, we'll look at the one that makes this phoneme, f, f, f. You'll often hear this sound at the end of words. To form this, you need your mouth open slightly, and your tongue will come between your teeth, and it will come out more than it would when you pronounce it the alternative way, which I'll show you. So it's almost as if you're slightly sticking your tongue out, f, 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 and you hit your tongue against the top row of your teeth, f, f, f. Then there's the other way we say this sound, the, almost like you're saying the. This is common at the beginning of lots of words, and to form this, you'll form it pretty similar to the one we've just mentioned. But when your tongue comes out, it kind of hits the top row of your teeth rather than protruding out more from your mouth. Lastly, we'll look at this digraph that has the graphemes N and G, and it makes a sound ng, ng. For this, you'll need your mouth ever so slightly open and your teeth slightly apart. As you say this sound, your teeth come closer together and you should feel a vibration from the back of your mouth. And this has a much more nasally feel to it. As you finish, your jaw should drop slightly. Mm, mm. So let's have a look at reading some of the sounds we've learnt today, as well as recapping some of the sounds we learnt previously in some words. So for example, in the word shop, I have the graphemes S-H-O-P, and I pronounce it like this. Sh, o, shop. In the word hush, I've got the graphemes H-U-S-H, and I pronounce it with the phonemes like this. Sh, hush. Remember, it's really important that you pronounce your sounds correctly. So if you're worried about pronunciation, please ask. It's so much better to ask than to teach it incorrectly. As always, I really hope this has helped. Contact a member of the team, like your team leader, or message in the group chat if you need any more information. Look out for my next vlog, which will be looking at vowel digraphs. So we're moving on from consonant digraphs to vowel digraphs. Thanks guys, bye!